It's another new day working on the creamsicle. I got the welder back together and it's working good, so I can now blow all the rest of this apart again. I'm gonna flip around here and show you what I'm talking about. So before I put the cover back on, I made sure the welder worked. But now it is time to take the axle back out and weld up the mounts on it so I can flip it upside down and do the lower mounts and weld the bag mounts on without the bags being in there. So take this whole thing apart, clean everything up. I'm now gonna clean up all this crap that I welded on from the other mounts for the springs that I had on here. So I'll cut all that apart, clean everything up. I don't know if you could tell in that time-lapse video, but I couldn't get my jack out from underneath the differential because I have my little extension on my jack. So I jacked it back up, put a jack stand under one side, and then I decided to articulate it and see how much it went. I think we need to do something like this to an off-road buggy. Look at that articulation. No bags in it right now, but I was just seeing how the triangulated four-link looked. It'll articulate quite a bit. That's cool. All right, next build, pre-runner. What do you guys think? Leave me a comment. Trying to finish up some welding, and there's the over temp light flashing. I really need to set up some outlets in my garage and get a bigger welder if I'm going to continue this kind of project. But I'm almost done welding the axle up, and then I will throw it back under the truck. Here we go again. I'm not sure where I've left off in the videos or not. It's taken me a couple of weeks to get some progress done on this thing, so I'm trying to show you what I got. So I got the frame all cleaned up, welded up. I got the axle all welded up, all the brackets and the truss and everything. So I'm going to start putting it back together. And I think, like, this is I can put it together and drive it? I don't know. I can put the axle in, put the driveline in, put the airbags in. I don't have my airbag valve manifold built yet, but I can put air to it. I don't have a compressor on the truck yet, so I guess that's where I'm at. So here we go. I've been working with pipe fittings for a long time. So I went and bought these 3/8 by 1.5 pipes, I don't know, about 2 weeks ago, to plumb through the top of the airbag to go through the mounts in the frame of the truck. So 1.5, put that on there, then I'm going to put a coupling on there, and then I want to put a 90 facing the front so the air hose comes right out of the thing. So I mocked this all up yesterday, and that 1.5 was not long enough. So on my way home from work today, I got some 2.5 inches, which should be perfect. But I got 1/4 inch instead of 3/8. So I think we're gonna run into town to get some dinner, so I will go exchange those. And this crap is not cheap anymore. 2 1.5 quarter pipe nipples, $15. This world's going crazy. Next thing I got to do is the coupler that I'm going to use. Looks like that, right? But it's almost too big to go down the hole in the frame. So I rigged up my redneck lathe. See if I can get this thing to work. Took a 1/2-inch piece of all thread, put some nuts on it, put my fitting in there. That's the diameter. Now that's the diameter. So now I'm going to work on this one. But check out how everything's got this copper dust all over it. Now since I'm held up on installing the airbags again, I think I'm going to throw the drive line in. What else can I do? Oh, I can put oil in the diff and put the drive line in. I think that's about it until I get the airbags and my fittings from the hardware store. Now I'm going to start figuring out my airbag control system. So these are some valves that I found on eBay. I used to use some similar valves to these, but they were for air cylinders that went up and down. So they would have a pressure port in, and then up, down cylinder, and then exhaust cylinder, exhaust cylinder. So it was a different kind of valve, but it was a Versa valve like these. This is the first one I bought, and I made it work for the front bags. But now I want one valve for each bag, because I think the truck will tip a little bit too much if I don't do something like this. So what I'm trying to figure out here is, all these are different. I thought that when I bought them on eBay, they all looked the same, but they're all different. So I've got them all set out here, so the one single port is all on the same side. So single port, single port, single port, single port. This one here, I bought it, and the pin that connects there's like a split pin that connects this shaft that's going this way into the plunger that shifts the valve. And that pin was missing. So I've got this screwdriver in here. The other thing is, this spring is down here in this body, so it would, oh, let me see if I can show you. It would go to the center position and back and stay there. You could put it here and it would stay, and you could put it there and it would stay. But if you pushed it further, it would go, but then it would spring return back to center, which is not going to work for me. So I pulled that spring out, but there's no detent to hold it in that position there like there is on all the rest of these. So I'm not sure if that one's going to work. I'm going to pull it back apart where I took the spring apart, see if I can get the spool out of there, and see if I can add a detent ball to it, or I don't know. Probably not. I don't know if I'll be able to make it work or not. So then these ones, so if you can see with these two, the ports, the single port is on the same side and the handles are on the bottom. This single port is on that side, but the handle's on the top. So I want to try to take this one apart and see if I can just leave the body of the valve here and switch the handle from top to bottom. Because I think I'm going to eventually want them all facing the same way. But so if this one, and then I gotta if this handle came to the bottom, it would be over there. I'd have to switch the handle from the other side. I wonder if I can do that also. I'll have to look at it when I take them apart. So that's where I'm at now, trying to figure out my air management system, because I don't want to use electrical stuff. One more thing to go wrong, these mechanical valves last forever, so that's what I want to use. Well, I couldn't get the spring valve back together, but we're not going to talk about that. I did get this one switched around, so now I got 3 valves that are the same. So I don't know if I made this clear or not, but this hose, right, for right now I just got it plugged so I can plug it in my compressor. But so this is where pressure pressure goes in, right? Then when I select which way I want to go up, right, it'll let air pressure go in here. And then this was just off to the two front bags when I made the front bags, right? And then when you put it in the middle, whatever pressure you're at, it'll hold that pressure. And when you put it down, it releases the pressure out this exhaust. So that will drop the bags. So that's how these valves work. So I got my nipple. Found out it's a little bit too long, but it's gonna have to work for now. So and I think if I ever have to redo this, I'll put a straight here and then a 90 on the hose or something like that. So this can just come right out, because if I have to take the airbag out, this fitting has to come out, which I don't think is a good idea, but next time. One more turn. Right there. Tighten that up. Now I can put the bottom bolt in the airbag. Ooh, I bet if I filled the airbag, I wouldn't have to jack it up as high. This is going to be the fun part, getting this bolt started. Oh, I already dropped it. Let the air out and maybe jack the axle up some more. Oh yeah, much easier. Just gotta hold your mouth right. Got it. All right. I think I'm gonna call it a night and maybe a video. We'll see. So thanks everybody for watching. And this is taking a lot longer than I thought it would. But it is what it is. So today's Friday, tomorrow's Saturday. I'm planning on tomorrow getting this thing on the ground and driving it. I hope. Don't know if that's too big of a goal or not, but we'll see. I need a few more fittings to make a couple of the airbag valves work. So that's where I'm at now. Thanks for watching.